I want to say shalom and blessings to everybody, all my brothers and sisters. Hope y'all doing well today. Hope the Most High is blessing you as he's doing us. Hope he's keeping you safe, keeping you shielded in his truth and in his word. Hope y'all enjoyed that track. That's from the brother Smitty right there. I want to say shalom and blessings to everybody in the chat. Got Sister Cece in the chat. Shalom and blessings to you. Good to see you in the chat. Hope all is well. Got my love, Shibria in the chat. Shalom to you. Good to see you in the chat. Got the brother Eric Tinsley in the chat. Shalom and blessings, bro. As always, good to see you. Got the brother Smitty in the chat. What's going on, brother Smitty? Appreciate you reaching out earlier on that issue. Got brother Jason Camper in the chat. Shalom and blessings to you. Hope all is well. Sister Shauna Hall in the chat. Shalom and blessings. Good to see you in the chat. Got Miss Sunny in the chat. Shalom and blessings, sis. Good to see you. Hope all is well. Got Sister Yvette Rivera in the chat. Shalom and blessings, Sister Yvette. Got the brother Jabroni in the chat. Shalom and blessings, bro. I know y'all probably wondering what's going on, and I don't really expect too many people tonight, but what I want to start doing is my reading sessions. What I typically do when I get time is I like to read and study, and what I do is I choose a book and I read it thoroughly all the way through. And so I want to, by the grace of the Most High, I want to be able to open this up to the family, open it up to the panel. And this way, brothers and sisters can get a chance to see how we do things on the background. You know, the Bible tells us to deal with the scripture line on line, precept on precept. You know, but one thing we have to understand is that's not necessarily how you study the Bible. You know, when you presenting it, you know, dealing with a subject matter, you go line on line, precept on precept. But one of the things that goes underestimated oftentimes is reading a book all the way through. And so I chose the book of Enoch because the book of Enoch, according to the 12 patriarchs and according to Jubilees, was the first testament written. And we're going to get into some background on that tonight. But long story short, we're all aware of Jacob and his sons, and even our forefathers, Abraham. You know, they all prophesied. And what you'll find out is that the very thing that they were prophesying from were our forefather Enoch's records. And we're going to look at some of that tonight. But before we continue or get into that, I want to first of all give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, our Heavenly Father, His Son, and His Holy Spirit, the one and only divine Elohim. I want to give a shout out to the brothers over at the side of the earth, all my other brothers, Brother Bunyard, Brother Cleo, Brother Kadar, Brother Yash, and Brother Hal. Hope you brothers are doing well. If you haven't had a chance to look at the debate that we had with the brothers at Teo Ministries, feel free. I know most of you all probably have, but for those who may catch this on the playback, feel free to check that out. Also, don't forget about our other platforms. We have Kingdom Conversations Wednesday nights hosted by Brother Cleo. And if I'm correct, the times are 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, and 9 to 10 p.m. Eastern, depending on where you are. So look forward to seeing you brothers and sisters there. If you haven't already, go over and check out the website, trueebry.com. I want to thank all the brothers and sisters who have went over to the website and supported that. And I hope that everybody is satisfied with everything. Feel free to reach out to us with any feedback or any issues that you may have. More importantly, the email particularly to reach out to is ebrystore@gmail.com. If you have any music you want to dedicate to the family or any merchandise that you want the family to be aware of, also send those things via email and we'll be sure to get those things to the family. All right. So we're going to be dealing with the book of Enoch tonight. And so before we get into Enoch, I want to get into some background on the book of Enoch. This is Jubilees, the 5th chapter, the 16th verse, dealing with the birth of Enoch. We're going to get some background history on our forefather Enoch, and then we're going to get into the actual record. All right. Jubilees 5 and 16, it says, and in the 11th Jubilee, Jared took to himself a wife, and her name was Barakah, the daughter of Rasual, a daughter of his father's brother, in the 4th week of this Jubilee. And she bare him a son in the 5th week, in the 4th year of the Jubilee. And he called his name Enoch. All right. You can read about Enoch in Genesis, where it talks about him walking with the Most High 365 years. And then the Most High took him. Very little information about Enoch in the Bible as we know it. 17. And he was the first among men that are born on earth, who learned writing and knowledge and wisdom. And he wrote down the signs of heaven according to the order of their months in a book, that men might know the seasons of the years according to the order of their separate months. All right, so according to this record, it says that he was the first among men that are born on the earth, who learned writing, knowledge, and wisdom. So according to our records, our forefather Enoch, who was one of the main progenitors of the so-called Israelite people who we are, he was the first to learn how to write. He learned writing, knowledge, and wisdom. So just another great fact to know about our history and our forefathers on an ancient level. Excuse me. On a basis of antiquity. And it says in verse 18, it says, and he was the first to write a testimony, And he testified to the sons of men among the generations of the earth, and recounted the weeks of Jubilees, and made known to them the days of years, and set in order the months, and recounted the Sabbaths of the years as we made them known to him. Right, if anybody know about the Jubilees Record, this is the account of Moses being on the mount and the Most High giving him the testimonies and the laws to give to our forefathers from Mount Sinai. And this is the angel of the Most High revealing all of the secrets of the Most High, or not the secrets per se, but he's revealing to Moses all of the creation from the beginning all the way to the time of judgment. And so in verse 19 it says, and what was and what will be, he saw in a vision of his sleep, as it will happen to the children of men throughout their generations until the day of judgment. He saw and understood everything, and wrote his testimony, and placed the testimony on earth for all the children of men and for their generations. So the angel dealt with our forefather Enoch, and it says that what was and what will be, he pretty much saw it in a vision, and he wrote it down as a testimony for all the children of men to see. All right, so now let's go over to the book of Jasher, the 3rd chapter. And we're gonna get some more here, dealing with our forefather Enoch. This is Jasher chapter 3. It says, and Enoch lived 65 years, and he begat Methuselah. And Enoch walked with Elohim after having begat Methuselah. And he served Adonai and despised the evil ways of men. And the soul of Enoch was wrapped up in the instruction of Adonai, in knowledge and in understanding. And he wisely retired from the sons of men, and secreted himself from them for many days. So this is what our forefather Enoch did. He was wrapped up in the instruction of the Most High. And long story short, he got away from people. He isolated himself from people many days. It says, and it was at the expiration of many years, whilst he was serving Adonai and praying before him in his house, that an angel of Adonai called to him from heaven and said, and he said, here am I. And he said, rise, go forth from thy house and from the place where thou dost hide thyself, and appear to the sons of men, in order that thou mayest teach them the way in which they should go, and the work which they must accomplish to enter in the ways of Elohim. And Enoch rose up accordingly to the word of Adonai, and went forth from his house, from his place, and from the chamber in which he was concealed. And he went to the sons of men and taught them the ways of Adonai, and at that time assembled the sons of men and acquainted them with the instruction of Adonai. And he ordered it to be proclaimed in all places where the sons of men dwelt, saying, where is the man who wishes to know the ways of Adonai and good works? Let him come to Enoch. So all that time he separated himself from the Most High. He was pretty much perfecting himself. And it invoked the Most High to send an angel to him to go out and tell him to go out and to pretty much guide the sons of men in the ways of righteousness. And it says, And all the sons of men then assembled to him, for all who desired this thing went to Enoch. And Enoch reigned over the sons of men according to the word of Adonai, and they came and bowed to him, and they heard his word. All right, so Enoch began to reign over the sons of men. All right, and this was according to the Most High. The Most High ordained it. It says, "And the spirit of Elohim was upon Enoch, and he taught all his men the wisdom of Elohim and his ways. And the sons of men served Adonai all the days of Enoch, and they came to hear his wisdom. And all the kings of the sons of men, both first and last, together with their princes and judges, came to Enoch when they heard of his wisdom. And they bowed down to him, and they also required of Enoch to reign over them, to which he consented." So all the kings came and bowed down, all the judges and the princes came and bowed down to Enoch and wanted him to rule over them. And he consented, he agreed. So our forefather Enoch was not only a man who walked with Elohim and he took him, he also reigned in the earth during his day. It says, "And they assembled in all 130 kings and princes, and they made Enoch king over them, and they were all under his power and command. And Enoch taught them wisdom, knowledge, and the ways of Adonai, and he made peace amongst them. And peace was throughout the earth during the life of Enoch. And Enoch reigned over the sons of men 243 years. And he did justice and righteousness with all his people. And he led them in the ways of Adonai. And these are the generations of Enoch: Methuselah, Elisha, and Elimelech, 3 sons. And their sisters were Milcah and Naamah. And Methuselah lived 87 years, and he begat Lamech. And it was the 56th year of the life of Lamech when Adam died. 930 years old was he at his death. And his 2 sons, with Enoch and Methuselah his sons, buried him with great pomp, as at the burial of kings, in the cave of Elohim, in the cave which Elohim had told him." So this is dealing with Adam's, our forefather Adam's death. 15. "And in that place all the sons of men made a great mourning and weeping on account of Adam. It has therefore become a custom among the sons of men to this day. And Adam died because he ate of the tree of knowledge, he and his children after him, as Adonai Elohim had spoken. And it was in the year of Adam's death, which was the 243rd year of the reign of Enoch. In that time Enoch resolved to separate himself from the sons of men, and to secret himself as at first, in order to serve the Most High, in order to serve Adonai." Sometimes that's what we have to do. We have to separate ourselves in order to serve the Most High. And this is what he did. It says, "And Enoch did so, but did not entirely secret himself from them, but kept away from the sons of men 3 days, and then went to them for 1 day. And during the 3 days that he was in his chamber, he prayed to and praised the Adonai his Elohim. And the day on which he went and appeared to his subjects, he taught them the ways of Adonai, and all they asked him about the Adonai he told them. And he did this manner for many years. And he afterward concealed himself for 6 days, and appeared to his people 1 day in 7, and after that once in a month. and then once in a year, until all the kings, princes, and sons of men sought for him and desired again to see the face of Enoch and to hear his word, but they could not, as all the sons of men were greatly afraid of Enoch, and they feared to approach him on account of the godlike awe that was seated upon his countenance. Therefore no man could look at him, fearing he might be punished and die. So our forefather Enoch, pretty much because of his separation, it caused him to be desired after of the people. They wanted to see him. They wanted to hear his words. But the more he separated himself from the people, the closer he got to the Most High. So he started to appear unto them once in a week, then once in a month, then once in a year. And he started to have the godlike awe, that sound familiar because that's what happened with Moses. When Moses went up on the mount. And so this is actually, like I said, the account of Moses with the angel, and he's recalling this. And it says, and all the kings and princes resolved to assemble the sons of men and to come to Enoch, thinking that they might all speak to him at the time when he should come forth amongst them. And they did so. And the day came when Enoch went forth, and they all assembled and came to him. And Enoch spoke to them the words of Adonai, and he taught them wisdom and knowledge. And they bowed down before him, and they said, may the king live. May the king live. All right. It's talking about our forefather Enoch. He was a king. He became a king in his day. It says, and it's sometime after, when the kings and princes and the sons of men were speaking to Enoch, and Enoch was teaching them the ways of Elohim, behold, an angel of Adonai then called unto Enoch from heaven, and wished to bring him up to heaven, to make him reign there over the sons of Elohim, as he had reigned over the sons of men in the earth. So he got promoted from reigning in the earth to reigning over the sons of Elohim, talking about the angels. It says in 24, when at that time Enoch heard this, he went and assembled all the inhabitants of the earth and taught them wisdom and knowledge and gave them divine instructions and said to them, I have been required to ascend into heaven. I therefore do not know the day of my going. And now therefore I will teach you wisdom and knowledge, and will give you instruction before I leave you, how to act upon the earth whereby ye may live. And he did so. He taught them wisdom and knowledge and gave them instruction. And he reproved them, and he placed before them the statutes and judgments to do upon the earth. And he made peace amongst them. And he taught them everlasting life, and with them sometime teaching them all these things. Excuse me. It said he taught them everlasting life. Remember what Mashiach, when the rich dude asked Mashiach, what shall I do to enter into life? Right, and he told him this is what he's referring to. Because what that actually is the righteousness of the law. In verse 27, he says, at that time, the sons of men were with Enoch, and Enoch was speaking to them. And they lifted up their eyes, and the likeness of a great horse descended from heaven. And the horse paced in the air. And they told Enoch what they had seen. And Enoch said to them, on my account does this horse descend upon earth. The time is come when I must go from you, and I shall no more be seen by you. And the horse descended at that time and stood before Enoch. And all the sons of men that were with Enoch saw him. And Enoch then again ordered a voice to be proclaimed, saying, Where is the man who delighted to know the ways of Adonai Elohim? Let him come this day to Enoch before he is taken from us. And all the sons of men assembled and came to Enoch that day, and all the kings of the earth with their princes and counselors remained with him that day. And Enoch then taught the sons of men wisdom and knowledge, and gave them divine instruction. And he bade them to serve Adonai and walk in his ways all the days of their lives. And he continued to make peace amongst them. And it was after this that he rose up and rode upon the horse. And he went forth, and all the sons of men went after him, about 800,000 men. And they went with him one day's journey. All right. So you had almost 1 million people who followed after him when he was getting ready to ascend up. The Most High sent for him. All right. It says, and the second day he said to them, Return home to your tents. Why will ye go? Perhaps you may die. And some of them went from him. And those that remained went with him 6 days' journey. And Enoch said to them every day, Return to your tents, lest ye may die. But they were not willing to return, and they went with him. And on the 6th day, some of the men remained and clung to him. And they said to him, We will go with thee to the place where thou goest, as the Adonai liveth. Death only shall separate us. And they urged so much to go with him that he ceased speaking to them. And they went after him and would not return. And when the kings returned, they caused a census to be taken in order to know the number of remaining men that went with Enoch. And it was upon the 7th day that Enoch ascended into heaven in a whirlwind, horses and chariots of fire. All right, so it was so many men that when they returned, they had to take a count or a census to see how many men came back. It says, and on the 8th day, all the kings that had been with Enoch sent to bring back the number of men that were with Enoch in that place from which he ascended into heaven. And all those kings went to the place, and they found the earth there filled with snow. And upon the snow were large stones of snow. And one said to the other, Come and let us break through the snow and see, perhaps the men that remain with Enoch are dead, and are now under the stones of snow. And they searched, but could not find him, for he had ascended into heaven. All right, so the place where Enoch ascended, it said it was filled with snow, and it also had large stones of snow. So they thought those were the men that followed Enoch that had froze. And it says, and all the days that Enoch lived upon the earth were 365 years. And when Enoch had ascended into heaven, all the kings of the earth rose and took Methuselah his son and anointed him. And they caused him to reign over them in the place of his father. All right. And so another sort of view that we get from reading these accounts is that we see that our forefathers ruled in the earth. If you look at Luke chapter 3, that whole line is a royal line, it really starts from Mashiach and it goes backwards. But the beginning of that lineage starts with the Most High Elohim himself, and then it continues from Adam, and so Adam's seed is pretty much seen through Israel, or like the Bible, like he told Abraham, and Isaac shall thy seed be called. It's the same thing with Adam. Enoch, Abraham, all of these are the progenitors of the Israelite people, and they were our rulers. Something we don't really get a good scope of when we read the regular KJV. It's a lot of that kind of stuff left out. Let's take a break. When I come back, we're going to get into Enoch, the actual account of Enoch. And then this is what we're going to be reading through until we get to the end of it. So when we have these late sessions like this is what I'm going to be doing until we get through the whole book. Now, remember, Enoch is said to be the first testimony in the earth. All right. And it says that everything that he saw in the vision from the beginning to the end, he wrote down in that testimony for all the children of men. So that these are the things that we're going to be looking at. All right. Also, in light of what we've been dealing with in terms of salvation, who salvation is for, who the chosen people are, who Mashiach is, all of these different things are good things to keep in mind when reading this record. All right, so we're going to deal with it. We'll take a break. When we come back, we're going to start in chapter 1. All right, if you haven't already, go check out the website, trueebri.com. Shalom and blessings. I'll be right back.
APT, TMH.
Hey, K, you got another one?
Yes. I had to return. It's prophecy in the making. Hop back in. Switch from 23 to 45. So I rocked the 9 like MJ. Glock 19 wasn't enough.
You got another one?
We the people. Crafty council plots to cut us off. Slave trade, homie, what a steal. Now the stage is set for the world. My people. And it's a damn shame. We like the Walking Dead. I try to wake up the ox, but they get mad instead. They love the man's religion, modern day slavery. Y'all give the Most High fruit when he once was savory. They'll even kill for it. Am I my brother's keeper?
Yes.
Blood swallowed by the ground, guess he couldn't keep
I'm bringing
it.
him out, yeah. Running my mouth, yeah. This is his house, you gotta bounce with my allowance, yeah. I'm bringing him out, yeah. Running my mouth, yeah. This is his house, you gotta bounce with my allowance, yeah.
Bring it out.
Underlying truth coming from inside the booth. Underlying truth coming from inside the booth. That's undying truth. That's undying truth. That's undying truth coming from the lying truth.
Now that you have heard the truth,
What the you gonna do?
you choose to keep your stubborn ways or step into your royal roots. King, we have a job to do. Our sisters are looking like prostitutes. I'm proud of the curves you're born with, sis. Don't have their lips and the ass and the boobs. Our brothers are feeling the weight of it too.
Can't talk about those converts without being blasted by the news.
Try to keep us silent, but the truth is still shining through. Shout out to the brews who went before us on their shoulders. I never forget what they did to you. I pray that I don't get too comfortable. Use my life to mirror how horrible the death of your son, the anointed one who hung on the tree for my salvation.
I'm bringing him out, yeah. Running my mouth, yeah. This is his house.
And
you
shout out
gotta
to all
bounce
those who
with my
hung on
allowance,
trees.
yeah. I'm bringing him out, yeah.
Your
Running
death
my
was not
mouth,
in vain.
yeah. This is his house, you gotta bounce with my allowance, yeah.
Prophecy.
Underlying
My people gotta wake up.
from inside the booth.
It's the year of the awakening.
Coming from inside the booth. That's undying truth. That's undying truth. That's undying truth. Coming from the undying truth.
Shalom, shalom. Welcome back. That track right there was from the brother Shofar over at Jacob's People. Shalom and blessings to that brother. Hope he's doing well. Hadn't seen him on the live in a while, but I know he has some things going on with work and everything. So shout out to the brother. Once again, you brothers and sisters have music or anything you want to dedicate to the family, make sure you send those things to us via email and we'll share that with the family. All right. So let's get into tonight's session. We're dealing with Enoch. We just got some background. So now let's get into the actual account. I'm going to be reading from a PDF account. I have an actual version on hand, hard copy, and it's derived from the Hebrew version. I like that version better, but it would have been too much to try to create that into a PDF form, you know, especially for this. And this is, you know, this reads pretty well. So this chapter 1 of the book of Enoch, excuse me, it says, the words of the blessing of Enoch, wherewith he blessed the elect and the righteous, who will be living in the day of tribulation. All right. So we already see who we're dealing with from the beginning. It says, when all the wicked and godless are to be removed. And he took up his parable and said, Enoch, a righteous man, whose eyes were opened by Elohim, saw the vision of the Holy One in the heavens, which the angel showed me. And from them I heard everything, and from them I understood as I saw. But not for this generation, but for a remote one, which is for to come. All right, whenever you see that word remote, it's talking about something far, far off, like a remote island, you know. So this is talking about a remote generation, which is for to come, talking about the end time. Concerning the elect. All right, who are the elect? Israel wasn't a nation during Enoch's day. But concerning the elect, I said, and took up my parable concerning them. The Holy Great One will come forth from his dwelling, and the eternal Elohim will tread upon the earth, even on Mount Sinai, and appear from his camp, and appear in the strength of his might from heaven of heavens. And all shall be smitten with fear, and the watchers shall quake. And great fear and trembling shall seize them unto the ends of the earth. And the high mountains shall be shaken, and the high hills shall be made low, and shall melt like wax before the flame. And the earth shall be wholly rent in sunder, and all that is upon the earth shall perish. And there shall be a great judgment upon all men. But with the righteous, he will make peace. So he judging the whole earth. He's going to make a full end of all nations, but he's not going to make a full end of his elect, and will protect the elect. And mercy shall be upon them, and they shall all belong to Elohim, and they shall be prospered, and they shall all be blessed, and he will help them all. And light shall appear unto them. Right? The light shall appear unto the elect, not the elect being a light to the Gentiles, but the light shall appear unto them, and he will make peace with them. And behold, he cometh with 10,000s of his holy ones to execute judgment upon all, and to destroy all the ungodly, and to convict all flesh of all the works of their ungodliness which they have ungodly committed, and of all the hard things which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. All right, verse 9 is pretty much recalling. Let me pull something up real quick. Give me a sec. All right, that verse 9 is recalling this right here. Let me pull this up. All right. This is the book of Jude. All right, it's only one chapter, but Jude in verse 14, it says, and Enoch, also the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these things, saying, behold, Yahuwah cometh with 10,000s of his saints to execute judgment upon all, and to destroy all that are ungodly among them, of all their ungodly deeds which they have ungodly committed, and of all their hard speeches which the ungodly sinners have spoken against him. All right, same thing we just read here in verse 9. Let you know that Jude read from Enoch's record. Jude was one of Mashiach's followers. All right. So he was around after Mashiach's time, and he's reading a record of the seventh man from Adam, quoting from it. Chapter 2. He says, observe ye everything that takes place in heaven, how they do not change their orbit, and the luminaries which are in the heaven, how they all rise and set in order, each in its season, and transgress not against their appointed order. Behold ye the earth, and give heed to the things which take place upon it from first to last, how steadfast they are, how none of these things upon earth change, but all the works of Elohim appear to you. Behold the summer and the winter, how the whole earth is filled with water, and clouds and dew, and rain lie upon it. Observe and see how in the winter all the trees seem as though they had withered and shed all their leaves, except 14 trees, which do not lose their foliage, but retain the old foliage from the 2 or 3 years till the new comes. And again, observe ye the days of summer, how the sun is above the earth, over against it. And ye seek shade and shelter by reason of the heat of the sun. And the earth also burns with growing heat. So ye cannot tread on the earth, or on the rock by reason of its heat. Observe ye how the trees cover themselves with green leaves and bear fruit. Wherefore give ye heed and know with regard to all his works, and recognize how he that liveth forever hath made them so. Basically telling us to look at the creation and the order of the creation, and how the creation never breaks its order, the order that the Most High ordained it to keep. All right, it says, it says, and all his works go on thus from year to year forever, and all the tasks which they accomplish for him, and their tasks change not. But according as Elohim hath ordained, so is it done. And behold how the sea and the rivers in like manner accomplish and change not their task from his commandment. It says, but ye have not been steadfast, nor done the commandments of Adonai. But ye have turned away and spoken proud and hard words with your impure mouths against his greatness. O ye hard-hearted, ye shall find no peace. Therefore shall ye execrate your days, and the years of your life shall perish, and the years of your destruction shall be multiplied in eternal execration, and ye shall find no mercy. In those days ye shall make your names an eternal execration unto all the righteous, and by you shall all who curse, and all the sinners and godless shall imprecate by you. And for you, the godless, there shall be a curse. This is a fragment right here. And all the somebody shall rejoice. I guess that's speaking of the righteous. Excuse me. Speaking of the righteous rejoicing when the Most High brings the curse on the godless. It says, and there shall be forgiveness of sins, and every mercy and peace and forbearance. There shall be salvation unto them, a goodly light. All right. So this is speaking of somebody in particular, saying that salvation is unto them a goodly light. And for all you sinners, there shall be no salvation. But on you all shall abide a curse. But for the elect, there shall be light and joy and peace, and they shall inherit the earth, the elect. It says in 8, and then there shall be bestowed upon the elect wisdom. We can show you who wisdom was appointed to. It says, and they shall all live and never again sin. It says, either through ungodliness, or through pride. It says, and they shall all live and never again sin, either through ungodliness or through pride. But they who are wise shall be humble. It says, and they shall not again transgress, nor shall they sin all the days of their life, nor shall they die of the divine anger or wrath, but they shall complete the number of the days of their life, and their lives shall be increased in peace, and the years of their joy shall be multiplied in eternal gladness and peace all the days of their life. All right. So I'm going to conclude there, and Most High willing, when we come back tomorrow, we're going to get into dealing with the angels. All right. The fall of the angels, the demoralization of mankind, the intercession of the angels. Remember, Enoch was appointed as the to be a judge, a ruler over the sons of Elohim in the heavens, the angels. And so we're going to get more into detail about that. But notice the first section that we read tonight was pretty much dealing with end time prophecy. Everything in this first section that we read, this first chapter, really we read a few chapters here. We read all the way to chapter 5. Everything in these first 5 chapters can be precept with the Old Testament prophets, showing how the Most High is going to bring destruction on the nations. And we see it happening now. We see it unfolding now. But this is one of the ways that you really get to understand things in context. Taking a book, reading it all the way through. This is how we're going to do with the book of Enoch. The first record, the first testimony written according to our records, which it makes sense. This is a book that I use a lot. I've read through certain portions of it a lot, but I've never read it all the way through. And so this is a good opportunity for it. I want to thank you brothers and sisters for joining in on this. What we did tonight was we got some history, background history on our forefather Enoch, who he was, how he walked in the earth, how he was righteous, and these are all examples for us. The Bible tells us that we all fell short. We've all sinned, and anybody who say he hasn't sinned is a liar. However, we have examples in the Bible of forefathers and foremothers who pleased the Most High. And so we're going to also be reading a lot of those records as well about the foremothers of our people and the examples that they set. All right, so I'm going to take a break and come back. I'm going to close out. I want to thank y'all once again for this time, reading the book of Enoch, getting some background on that. Like I said, Most High willing, tomorrow we're going to come back and get deeper into it. And also we're going to reference Genesis, the 6th chapter, tomorrow to get some more background into what we're going to be getting into. But thank you, brothers and sisters, for your time. Once again, if you haven't went to the website, go check it out, trueebry.com. I want to thank everybody who has went on to the website. Also, I want to thank everybody who has participated in the giveaways. We're going to keep continuing with that as well. But I'm going to take a break and come back and close out. Shalom. Let's see. Brother Eric Tinsley. Oh, shalom. I see my niece in the chat. Shalom, Chrissy. What's going on? Hope all is well. Brother Eric Tinsley say, when time permits, can you read Enoch entering into the spaceship? You know what? I have the first book of Enoch. Let me see what I have here. Because we're gonna get into a lot as we read through the book of Enoch, the first book. But I also have the book of the secrets of Enoch. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that's the second book of Enoch. And so if I'm not mistaken, what you're asking for may be is it in the first one? Because a lot of those things I haven't really come across just yet. I'm more in tune with the prophetic parts of Enoch. Like I'm more familiar with the like the chapters we just read, and then the last chapters, like from chapter 80 up to like chapter 105. I think it's in my book, it's 105 chapters, because a lot of those chapters deal with the end time prophecy. So I'm more in tune with those, but a lot of people think that the spaceships and all those types of things are far-fetched, but we all know that a lot of that truth is coming out now, and in archaeology, a lot of stuff is coming out, archaeology and anthropology. A lot of stuff is being revealed in terms of findings, like they finding giants in the earth. Y'all know about this stuff. Me and Big Red did a live on that. Shout out to Big Red. All of those types of things are aspects of history and the Bible that they don't want you to consider or include. They don't want us to know that the Bible is history. So a lot of stuff that they that they want us to think is far-fetched and strictly attributed to science. You know, science even twists a lot of things because they want to keep a lot of things hidden. And the main thing they want to keep hidden is the truth of who we are as the people. We say even the U.S. government are admitted they exist. Yep. They admit it on an underground level, you know. You even starting to see a lot of stuff spill over into the mainstream news. So it's crazy, you know. I've been studying this kind of stuff for the last 20 years or so, you know. And it's crazy because I'm not the type of brother you would look at and think I've been studying the Bible 20 years. So it's kind of funny, but to think that, somebody been doing something for 20 years, you would call that person a man or a woman of experience, And so it's a lot of history, a lot of stuff that go into tying the Bible, together. And they don't want us to do that, and this is another part of reading all the way through that we're going to see. We're going to see a lot of things revealed that history even confirms. So the Bible and the scriptures in a lot of ways is the most accurate history book. It's just hidden in plain sight. You'd be amazed at, what's in the Bible. I even say that when it comes to entertainment, a lot of people look to the world for entertainment, but what we see is that a lot of what they do is they mimic ancient records. We already know that they mimic ancient storylines, and they build their own themes and storylines off of that. It's like taking a model and pretty much, flipping that model and twisting that model in your own way. This is why when you look at a lot of movies, you can see a lot of themes from stuff that you read and studied in high school and stuff like that. It's the same thing with the Bible. If y'all joined the brother Bunya earlier when he read about the souls that go down to Sheol, all of these things are things that they mimic in Hollywood. The demons tormenting people in Sheol and, the separation, all of these different things. The fallen angels, they want us to think are aliens. We all know that the Mashiach is going to return with what it said in Enoch, with his let me go back because I don't want to mess it up. It says behold, he cometh with 10,000s of his holy ones to execute judgment upon all and to destroy all the ungodly. All right, so think about that. We have in Enoch's record and in the scriptures telling us of Mashiach returning to execute judgment upon the earth. However, all these years in Hollywood, they trained and conditioned us to believe that there's an alien invasion coming. So when this actually happens, seeing that the Most High is coming to execute judgment and to kill a lot of people, they're going to think that this is an alien invasion. So all these guns people got, all this ammo they got from Walmart, they're going to be using this ammo thinking they fighting against an alien invasion, and the Most High is going to be destroying a lot of people. Why you think they got the Space Force? I know I sound crazy though, but I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down, y'all. I want to thank you for your time, and as this progresses, I'm going to start including more brothers and sisters who want to be included, in terms of chiming in and reading. Volunteer reading sessions will get you a giveaway. So be on the lookout for that. I want to say shalom to my brother Eric Tinsley once again for chiming in. Shalom to my niece, Chrissy Daly. Good to see you in the chat. Shalom to Sister Carolyn Gannon. I didn't see you chime in earlier. Shalom to you, Mr. The Original School. Hope all is well. Good to see you in the chat. Who else we got? Brother Rio Morgan. Good to see you in the chat, bro. As always, Brother Donovan Ben Judah. As always, glad y'all could chime in, peek your head in for a little bit. You love Yah. Shalom and blessings to you. Got the brother Enoch. Shalom and blessings. Sister Sheila. Shalom and blessings to you. This is everybody I didn't get a chance to greet first time. They may have chimed in later. Sister Cindy Clark, shalom and blessings to you. Yasa Israel, shalom to you. Shalom and blessings. Like that's about it, y'all. While I'm here, or before I get off, don't forget about Kingdom Conversations Wednesday nights hosted by Brother Cleo. Also, if you brothers and sisters haven't subscribed to Brother Kadar's channel, do that as well. He just had a live not too long ago. And so subscribe to Brother Kadar's channel. Want to say shalom and blessings to my brother Apostle Curtis Lewis and the work he's doing over on his channel. Go check his channel out as well. Go check out the Torah group as well. All right. And for all the ladies who are into beauty, cosmetics, that kind of thing, go check out Chrissy Daly on YouTube. All right. Get you some beauty tips and things like that. I don't really know much about all that kind of stuff, but y'all know what I mean by that. But in any case, I want to say shalom and blessings to everybody. Thank you for your time once again. This has been a Salt of the Earth Productions. Most High willing, I see you brothers tomorrow night again, and then Wednesday for Kingdom Conversations. All praises to our Heavenly Father, all praises to His Son, and all praises to His Holy Spirit. Shalom.